Hey guys, this is Logan back with Infinite Gaming Respawn. We're going to do some ripping today. We have got a Modern Horizons 3 bundle here. We'll go ahead and get started. I had originally planned on doing a collector booster like I do with most new sets. And I toiled over that decision and toiled over it and toiled over it. And I just cannot bring myself to do it. The price for them are just a little bit too high. And couldn't quite justify it. Even the bundle, we're looking at a $75 retail price tag on the bundle. It's still a stretch to justify that, but it's a little more doable. One thing with the bundle is you gotta love these cool boxes. I use the boxes for everything, so I don't mind it. Open them. These, instant trash. I never save those for anything. We've got our promos and our land packs here. Let's just go ahead and pop these open and see what they give us in these for $75. So we got the Power Balance for a bundle. Whenever opponent casts a spell, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you do, you may cast the card without paying its mana cost. If the two spells have the same mana value. Important part there. And they give us some pretty full art lands. I guess I can kind of get behind that. Then the basics, that's trash pile. Every time. And this should be our other pack of lands. Yep. The non-foils. And the junk. I've got so many of those things at the store, I don't need them. I keep the full art lands. People like the full art lands, but that's about the end of that. So, now we get into the meat and potatoes of the box. Oh, wait. No, hold on. We got the little spin down. I will say that's a cool color. I like that. It's pretty. And 9 Modern Horizons 3 play boosters. Here's what we're here for, guys. So I think our last video, if I'm not mistaken, was a Lorcana video. It was actually, well, hold on. Aether Spike, Expanding Ooze, Fetid Gargantua, Hexgold Slith, Fanged Flames. Does 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Die exiled. We got a Tranquil Landscape. Sneaky Snacker. Vexing Bauble. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter it. Stop free spells. That's fun. Metastatic Evangel. Blood-Soaked Insight. We got one of those double-sided land and not land cards. Enters tapped, but it can be a black or red. Costs 1 less cast for each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn. Target opponent exiles the top create cards to the library until in a turn. Your next turn, you may play those cards. If you cast a spell, display mana of any type can be spent to cast it. That's kind of interesting. Victimize. First rare is an Invert Polarity. Choose target spell, then flip a coin. If you win the flip, gain control of that spell, and you may choose no targets. If you lose the flip, counter. Oh, wow. That's kind of cool. I like that. And we got a full art Arena of Glory. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a mountain. Doesn't say basic, so that'll work with the shocks and stuff. Exert Arena of Glory. Pay 1 red. Add 2 red. If it's spent on a creature spell, it gains that. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. I like that. And we got the Psychic Frog. Let's go. Deals combat damage to a player, planeswalker, draw a card. Discard a card, put a 1/1 counter on Psychic Frog. Exile 3 cards from your graveyard, and it gets flying. I don't know that this card will be any good, but it is hilarious. And we got a Fanatic of Rowan's token. Alright. Just real quick, that Lorcana box that I thought we killed it on, we really didn't. We put like $70 out of our heads. Those super rares in that Lorcana set have dropped to nothing. Not great at all. So, was a little disappointed when I priced that out. I thought we had really killed it. There's some of that energy stuff that what they're bringing back. Sneaky Snacker. So yeah, that was a sort of a disappointment there at the end, but oh well. Another one of those flipped ones. Until end of turn, double target creature's power and it gains first strike. That's gross too. Wow. Nesting Grounds. Moving counters around. That's always fun. First rare of this pack is Roshin, Roaring Prophet. When it enters the battlefield, mill 6 cards. You may put a card with X and its mana cost from among them into your hand. Tap it, reveal any number of cards with X and their mana cost in their hand. Add 2 colorless mana for each card revealed this way. Spend this money only to cast spells that contain X. Wow, that is a whole lot of text. Well, our foil is a Twisted Riddle Keeper. And we got an Eldrazi spawn for our token. Nothing too insane so far. That Arena of Glory feels like it could be really good for some aggro decks. Alright, we're going to sort of flip through these. We'll stop if we see anything super interesting. There's Battlefield, draw a card. Nothing too insane. We got something full art back there or something. Oh, that's the art card. I thought we had something interesting. Ral and the Implicit Maze. Deals 2 Step 1. Deals 2 damage to each creature and planeswalker your opponent's control. That's cool. It misses your stuff. You may discard a card if you do. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them until the end of the next turn. Okay. Yeah. Create a Spell Gorger Weird token. That just doesn't... It's a 3 mana... 2/2 weird, whenever you cast a non-creature spell. Maybe, that just doesn't feel great for 5 mana? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Modified creatures have lifelink. Planar Genesis. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them on the battlefield tapped. If you don't, put a card from among them into your hand. Alright. Priest of Titania. I had a green for each elf you control. For each elf on the battlefield. Doesn't even say which one just you control. Maybe making elves playable again. Necrobloom. First rare of the pack. Landfall. When a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 0/1 green plant creature token. If you control 7 or more lands with different names, create a 2/2 black zombie instead. Land cards in your graveyard have dredge 2. You may turn a land from your graveyard to your hand and mill 2 cards instead of drawing a card. That's interesting. Our foil for the pack is a Wing It. We got us a pretty little full art mountain. And a gold stamped art card. Let's move this stuff around slightly. Make my life easier at the end. I still haven't seen anything to justify $75 price tag on these bundles yet. Hoping I see something crazy pop up here. Make me feel a little bit better about this. Scaring Pursuer. Eldrazi Drone. It's devoid, has no color. Menace. Whenever you sacrifice a non-token permanent, create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature token with sacrificing. 3/3 Menace for 3. Gives you some sacrifices stuff. Bogart Traveler. Enters the battlefield. Exile target player's graveyard. So 3/1 for 3. It does have the land on the back. Yeah. Ooh, we got an Emerald Medallion. That's nice. Green spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. That seems pretty good. We got a second rare. We got Fell Exuberant Shepherd. Whenever it attacks, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent. At the beginning of your next end step, return it to the battlefield under your control. If it entered under your control, put a 1/1 counter. That doesn't seem bad. Every time it attacks. That's pretty good. Ooh, we got the Flooded Strand. Let's go. Full art reprint of the Flooded Strand. That'll cover about half the box. That's not bad. Our foil is a Nesting Grounds. And we got a blank token. That's not terrible. Move all this over into our bulk. Tross Claws. More energy counter stuff. Gift of the Viper. Put a 1/1 counter, a reach counter, and a death touch counter on a target creature and untap it. Ooh, that's fun. I like those like trappy cards like that where you get them when they swing in on you. Mindless Conscription enters the battlefield, and whenever you draw your 3rd card each turn, amass zombies for 3. Well, that's interesting. Waterlogged teachings. These cards I like where they can be a land on the backside. Just kind of a versatile slot. Search your library for an instant card or a card with flash. Reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. See that? The only problem is that some of these are on the front. Like, I don't see... I don't know. Maybe 4 mana seems expensive for that function. But I mean, and if they come in untapped, or if you could shock them, I think they would be really good, because then you could cast this if just the game made sense to cast it. But if not, it was just like a regular shock land or anything like that. But the fact that you can't get it in untapped, I don't know. I don't know if it's actually good. Junk Diver. Dies, return another target artifact from your or card from your graveyard to your hand. 1/1 for 3. See, that just doesn't feel great either. White Orchid Phantom is our first rare of the pack. Flying First Strike. When it enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target non-basic land. Its controller may search the library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tapped and shuffle. That's fun. Flying First Strike, 2/2 for 2 that does a thing that blows up a land. I can get behind that card. We got a Sneaky Snatcher for our foil. A foily full art swamp with Emrakul in the background. And an art card. Not bad, not bad. Yes, when it enters the battlefield attack, it connives. It's okay. Exploits a creature. Gain control of target artifact or creature until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste. That seems pretty decent. Sacrifice it. Search for a land card. Yeah. Willowgate Gargoyle. Static Prison. Soulfire. See if this one's any better. It's 2 mana sorcery. At least we got the cost right. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. See, now that seems good to me. 2 mana, and with the land on the back, that feels great. Ruby Medallion. Let's go. Red spells cost 1 less to cast. Let's go. That's not bad. And we got a second. Ooh, we got the Winter Moon. Let's go. This is where they're giving me mixed symbols. They printed so much Eldrazi stuff, like Tron was going to be the king, and then they put this stupid thing in there. Players can't untap more than 1 non-basic land during their untap step. Ouch. Ouch. Demon Inferior for our foil, and a Phyrexian Worm token. 3 more packs. Right at 13 minutes on the recording. That's about right. I've managed to talk just enough to keep this going. Tomio meets the Story Circle. For your next turn, whenever a creature attacks your planeswalker control, gets -2/-. Oh, okay. Discard any number of cards, then investigate twice for each card discarded. That's not terrible. Show 3 target cards from your graveyard in your library. Alright, that feels like that could be good in the right deck. You basically get to throw cards into your graveyard, make a bunch of clue tokens, and then get all the cards back. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. Voltstorm Angel. More energy stuff. I'm not a huge fan of all this energy stuff coming back. You get 3 energy counters. At the beginning comment on your turn, you may pay 2 energy counters. When you do, choose one. Gains vigilance, lifelink. Other creatures get +1/+1. I mean, it seems okay, but yeah, I don't know. I might change my mind. Right now, I'm not a huge fan. Oh, this is another one of those flip cards. When a Disciple of Freyales enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, gain X life and draw X cards where X is that creature's power. That seems okay. It's kind of expensive, though. I don't know. This feels like it could be funny more in like a commander setting if you could do something where you like steal somebody's stuff until end of turn. Then you play this, sacrifice it, draw a bunch of cards, gain a bunch of life. Like, it seems like it's got funny implications. If I'm not mistaken, too, these with the one on the back, it's got like a extra shock power. You can pay 3 life and shock it in, but it's only 1 color. I don't know. It seems okay. Victimize. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I mean, you're bringing out your recurring stuff. let's dump something in our graveyard, sacrifice a couple of things, and bring it back. Like, that'll find a home somewhere. Whether in Modern or Commander, that'll be played. There's another one of those Roaring Prophets. It's got a Yu-Gi-Oh! Amount of text on it. Primal Prayers. Foily rare. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy counters. You may cast creature spells with mana value 3 or less by paying energy, 1 energy counter, rather than paying their mana cost. If you cast a spell this way, you may cast it though it has flash. Now that seems pretty good. That seems pretty decent. Just cast stuff with flash by using energy counters. That could be fun. We got us a full art forest and a treasure token with an energy reserve on the back. Not too shabby, not too shabby. 2 packs left. And I may see somebody pull something crazy out of the collector box and regret not opening it, but I just couldn't. I couldn't. What is this thing? Kicker. So it's 1 in a red, or 2. You can kick it for 2 at a colorless. If it kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters and a trample counter with haste. So I would never want to cast this thing for 2. I mean, a 3/1 for 2 is not terrible, actually. But if you kick it, you cast it for 5. It comes in as a 5/3 trample haste. I don't know. That actually seems pretty decent. That's one of the better commons I've seen so far. Another Eldrazi. Tap up to 1 target creature and put a stun counter on it. That seems okay. Dream Drinker Vampire. 1 counter. 1 counter to put on Dromire against Millstone. See, that could be fun with the land that moves counters around. Put a counter on it, give it menace and lifelink, or menace until end of turn. It's already got lifelink. Swing it, move the counter to something else, do it again next turn. That could be fun. Galvanic Discharge. Do damage to stuff, yeah. Drown Yard Lurker. When you cast or cycle this, create a 0/1. Oh, okay. 7/7 for 7. That gives you one of the little Eldrazi spawns. Not too crazy. This is like an Eldrazi heavy pack right here. Annihilator 1. Sacrifice 2 Eldrazi. Return Eldrazi Ravager from your graveyard to your hand. That's interesting. I think Eldrazi Tron's definitely going to be a thing again. An Eldrazi Goblin. Cast a spell, create 3 0/1 colorless spawn. Sacrifice an Eldrazi spawn and deal 2 damage to any target. That's fun. I like that. That's interesting. Dreadmobile. Nadir's Nightblade. Whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, each one loses 1 life and gain 1 life. Okay, that could be interesting with all the Eldrazi spawn stuff. Just start sacrificing them, making mana, and shooting your opponents. There's another Necro Bloom. Our foil is a Withering Bloom. Target creature gets -3/-3 till end of turn. Exile it from your graveyard for 1 counter on target creature control. Not too bad. And a Phyrexian German. Not too great. Can we get something great? Can we get either the Emrakul, the Kozilek, or the Ulamog out of here? Let's get one of the Titans. Let's get one of the Titans. Nyxborn Hydra Bestow. If you cast this card with Bestow, it's an aura, enchant creature. If it becomes a creature again if it's not attached. Reach Trample. Enters the battlefield with X 1/1 counters on it. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each 1/1 counter on this guy has Reach and Trample. Wow. So Reach, Trample. That seems like fun. Give it haste and it gets even better. So what else we got? Equip my spells you cast X cast for X's power. When you cast a spell, if colorless wasn't spent to cast it, target opponent may put a creature card from their hand onto the battlefield. Oh wow. So it's a 6/6 for 4. But you have to specifically send at least 1 colorless on it, or they get to put a free creature on the battlefield. But it's a 6/6 trample for 4. That's interesting. Buried Alive. Putting your creatures in the graveyards. That's always fun. First rare is a Hairbringer of the Seas. Non-basic lands are islands. Just more hate for non-basic lands. We got a foil Nightshade Dryad as a common. A foil basic mountain. I actually like that art token though. That's cool art. Hydra Trainer. Alright, so let's take a look and let's see if this looks like something we won't feel terrible about spending $75 on. Because we did get a little bit of bulk, nothing crazy. It's not that much that comes in these because you're only getting 9 packs worth. That's only like 100 cards. Hairbringer of the Seas, I could see that being played. The Necro Bloom. Primal Players, that seems good. That actually seems good. This thing just seems like it's got too much text. Maybe it's going over my head. I just don't see that one. Winter Moon will definitely be a sideboard card. It's a colorless hate. It's basically a colorless Blood Moon. Not quite, because it don't turn everything away. So let me rephrase that or I'll just absolutely be murdered on that. But it's hate for people in colors other than red. So if you're not in red, this gives you some hate for Tron because Tron's getting so powerful. We got our Ruby Medallion will be good. White Orchid Fan. Our Flooded Strand, that helps us a lot. Pays for like half the box. He seems decent. I don't see him being much. The other Medallion should help a little bit. The Necro Bloom maybe. Psychic Frog. The Arena of Glory, definitely. I see that being good. And I can see this being good. Because, I don't know. A 3-mana counterspell is kind of expensive, especially in Modern, but the fact that I could possibly steal the spell, but at worst I counter it, feels good. I don't know if it'll actually see play or not. I don't know. I could see, like I said, I see that being like 30, 40 bucks. I could probably see 75 here. I don't know the prices for sure, but I could see it. We'll let you know next week what it totals up to. I can see about 75 here. I'm going to get all these up for pre-sale, hopefully tonight. And when I do my next video, I'll update y'all on what exactly the prices look like. After the craziness from the initial release slows down, we'll do some Play Booster box openings. I know I at least want to crack 1 or 2 Play Booster boxes because there'll be a lot of playable common uncommons in the set that people want when everything shakes out. Collector booster boxes are just kind of limited. We're already a little tight on those, so I couldn't quite justify opening one this time. We go back to standard sets. I should be doing collector booster boxes again, and I may end up doing it by the time this is over with. But right now, I feel like I need what I've got for my release this weekend, and a $350 price tag on opening a box. Like you have to have a lot go right for that to feel good. As a business. Now, when you're doing it as a player, and you're getting your fancy versions, it's a different feeling. You're chasing different things. As a business, you got to look at, does this make sense? Am I really going to get more than just selling these packs? And looking at the stuff, if I didn't hit a couple of the big cards, then I wasn't going to. And it just didn't make sense with the limited amount of collector boosters that we got allocated to open any. We got allocated plenty of play boosters. And as soon as we get through the releases, I'll be opening some of those. But I figured this was a way to get a little sneak peek at the cards without going broke in the process. All right, guys. As always, we are Infinite Gaming Respawn. You can find us online at www.infinitegamingrespawn.com. You can find us on Facebook at Infinite Gaming Respawn. Instagram, Infinite Gaming Respawn. We're starting to stream a little bit more on Whatnot again. We've been doing a lot of Flesh and Blood. Flesh and Blood's been really popular for us the last few weeks on Whatnot. You can find us on there as IGR_NC. And if you happen to be in North Carolina, you can come find us at 2819 Lee Avenue. We're open every day from 2 to 11 p.m. Got lots of events going on. We are a WPN store, so we got lots of Magic events. We also do One Piece, Pokemon, Flesh and Blood, Star Wars, Lorcana. We do a little bit of everything. So if you happen to be in North Carolina, check us out. Until next time, bye.